afternoon. My name is Walter L. Robinson, and this is a continuation of the water shoe. The water shoe, as we've been talking about for maybe almost a year and a half now, speaking about, or better still, advocating. The water shoe got lost in history, although the thing has been around for at least a couple thousand years. At least as far back as the pre-Renaissance, maybe the Greek, Egyptian, Greek era. In fact, it goes back further than that. It's about as old as the raft. That's the bamboo raft and other driftwood rafts. But for some reason, through history, it got lost. And we here at the Water Shoe are trying to bring the history back, bring the information back. In fact, we want at some point maybe to get you guys, build water shoes, get you guys out on the water, revamp, revise this whole water shoe idea, and the water shoe concept, the water shoe history. Now, the first thing we want to do is thank YouTube. Now, I don't know why I keep thanking YouTube, but I am so excited that we, the people, can get our voices heard through this internet, public media, not just YouTube, but Facebook and other venues, that we can get a different idea out to the masses. And sometimes it might not be totally accurate or half accurate, but we're finding out that the accuracy overall, many people saying the same thing at different points and different angles. It suggests that, well, maybe there's something there, and maybe we need to look closer at what we're looking at. Now, before YouTube and before Facebook and before these other medias, we only had the standard books. And the problem with the standard books is the powers to be have come in and put their spin on things, and well, mainly the government or whatever put their spin on things, and other influential people that put their spin on things, and so it has a tendency to kind of shift to one side or shift to another side or whatever. But now that we have we can speak, the masses can speak to themselves, then now we have a more fluid approach to a lot of things. Now, this topic, well, before we get into the topic, we want to say hello to my good buddy Gozell, and we appreciate the help, and we appreciate the little tidbits of information and all kind of good stuff, we really appreciate that. So what we're going to do today, in this session, is get some background to the background. What is this water shoe, and why hasn't it surfaced? Why, if the thing been around for 2,000 or 3,000 years, why is it not in the dictionary? Why is it not in the encyclopedia? Why aren't there any books? Of all the books in the library, there are no books on water shoes. And maybe, just maybe, I don't know, maybe if there are not any books on water shoes, maybe there are not books on other subjects. For some reason, it got lost in well, back home in the hood, we say got lost in the shuffle. You know, for some reason, and it could be way back when the thing was taboo or whatever. Then it just keep on flowing. But there are reasons. Well, we found out, at least I found out, there are reasons why we as people do certain things, and reasons we don't do certain things, and we follow certain trends. We get into certain traditions, and sometimes, of course, traditions are good. But sometimes they are not so good, because if we get into traditions, we get into certain habits, we get into certain ideologies, we get into certain ideologies, and before you know it, we've dug ourselves a trench, and now it's difficult to get out of those trenches. And so this is where we find ourselves. In many cases, we find ourselves falling into these classical forms, and before you know it, here we are in some kind of trouble. Now we'll give a couple of examples of that, and then later on we'll go into more detail. And maybe with the preface, maybe we should say, this is going to be an hour piece, but what we'll do, we'll chop it up into 10-minute segments, so we can get it on our YouTube program. You know, so we unfortunately we haven't got to a point where we can put whole hour pieces on, and maybe that's good. Maybe sound bites of small pieces is better. But we at the Water Shoe, the basic idea is to move this Water Shoe idea, and this is a magazine, and what we are trying to do is get information out about this Water Shoe. Many times I've said before, you know, I walked the English Channel, the Panama Canal back in the 70s. That's when I had a lot of, when I was pretty, whatever. And I was in the military, and we went to Germany, and we went down to Panama. I mean, the military assigned me down to Panama, so I was down there, and I was able to walk the Panama Canal. They assigned me to Germany, so I was in Europe, catch the train down to Dover, England, and walk the Channel and all this. And so, and here I am in Japan, and the same thing. The military, well, not the military. I'm out of the military now. Although still work for the government. So the government, they ship us different places to do different works for the government. So I wind up here in Japan. I've been here for a bunch of years, and of course the main reason I'm here is to study the Water Shoe, because parts of it came out of, or is still coming out of, Japan, and this Asian thing, Japan, China, the Polynesian area, and we've talked about that, and we're going to gel some of that a little bit more as we move along, and we want to give a little plug. I don't have my book. I thought I had my book real close. Maybe I'll find it later. But we do have a book, and it's on Amazon, parked on Amazon.com, and you can read more about the Water Shoe. And what is this thing and how is this thing? Because a lot of people thought that it's just some pop idea. Some kids come up with something, and it was only yesterday that they come up with some kind of activity. But a lot of this stuff is very old. In fact, like we said, the Water Shoes is as old as the raft, and that's almost all the rafts. They put some wood together, stand on the thing, push it along with a stick. So if it's made out of wood or bamboo or